Okay. The future of Venezuela.
Good morning, good afternoon, UN Assembly and fellow delegates. Today I am going to present the personal freedoms of liberalism. Um, Martin Luther King Jr.'s civil rights movement helped end segregation in the United States. He was a liberal. When when freedom of expression is 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 legal, people can talk about the government policies which are not beneficial to the public. An example of this is when in the UK in 1918 women expressed their perspectives to the British government, and in 1918 the UK government passed a law that women are given the rights to vote. Law and order guarantees if the government guarantees the protection of people, it is illegal to own a gun. So that if people don't have freedom, they feel like if the law and order is run by the government, people will not be able to not be able to own a gun, so that they cannot there would be less gun violence in the country. And if people don't are not given freedom, they feel like prisoners, and that is the reason I support to establish an liberal government in the country of Venezuela.
Okay. Thank you. We'll hear now from the conservative government.
Can I have a question for him?
No. You just make your statement. The questions are going to come from the assembly.
Jimmy.
Good morning, UN Assembly and fellow delegates. I am the politician in charge of delegating government duties and rights for citizens. Now, for those of you who don't quite know how the situation in Venezuela is like, just to give you an example, Maduro's social policies, he says that he has reduced child starvation. Well, the way they did that is by making it illegal for hospitals to report malnutrition as a cause of death. So that's just an example for you guys, according to the New York Times. Now, as the person in charge of delegating duties for the government will provide a free market, religious freedom, although Catholicism will be state-sponsored, fair and democratic elections, so no gerrymandering, equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome, which is a disgusting narrative pushed by the liberals, low taxes of 15% except on the top 10% of the citizens. Now, why should taxes be reduced? Well, a flat tax, this encourages economic development, because if you have a proportional tax that is proportional to the income that people receive, well, people won't have a desire to get more money and improve their economic situation, because they know that more of their money will be just taken away simply. Now, why should there be a free market? Well, according to the International Monetary Fund, countries like the United States, who have a largely free and capitalistic market, and most Western countries, they have the highest levels of wealth in the world. So why should we not follow their examples? Now, most of our laws will be based on traditional Catholic values, such as the Ten Commandments. There will also be a sin tax for products such as tobacco and alcohol, so which means that we're not banning them, and to preserve personal freedoms. Now, why should our laws be based on Catholicism? Well, first of all, conservatism focuses heavily on tradition, and most of the population of Venezuela is Catholic, which means that this will receive a major amount of support from the population. Now, for personal freedoms, the Constitution. Who should be citizens? Well, we have zero tolerance for illegal immigration, except in very specific cases, such as refugees. All people have the right to freedom of speech, except if it deliberately incites violence, such as the KKK, or if it's included under libel laws, which mean that the speech makes someone else's economic situation worse. And there will be freedom of religion, because this is actually a core component of Catholic thinking in the Dignitatis Humanae, which is a document released by the Vatican City.
Okay, 10
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah. In conclusion, as the politician in charge of designating personal freedoms, I will give rights and assign duties based on Enlightenment ideals and traditional Catholic values. Thank you.